Pizza in space? The cheesy story of an out-of-this-world delivery.
Would you believe it if I told you pizza has gone where no pizza has gone before? Space. This isn't just a slice of science fiction, it's a real slice of history. In 2001, the International Space Station, ISS, got a special delivery, a pizza. The pizza had to be sent up in a spaceship, carefully packed to stay fresh. The toppings included classic favorites like cheese and pepperoni. But here's the kicker. For safety, they couldn't include anything that might float away in zero-gravity conditions, like normal shredded cheese. So the pizza they sent was a bit different than what we usually get. It even had a special layer to stop crumbs from causing trouble on the space station. Pizza Hut reportedly paid around $1 million to make this interstellar delivery happen. It shows how even astronauts orbiting Earth, yearning for a taste of home, can have their cravings satisfied. Think about that next time you order a pizza for home delivery. Your pizza is pretty down to earth compared to the cosmic pizza party.
Singing wings? Meet the bird that serenades with feathers.
What if I told you there are birds that don't just sing with their voices, but with their wings too? Sounds like nature's own symphony, doesn't it? The club-winged manakin is a small bird that lives in the forests of South America. What's so fascinating about them is the way they create music. Unlike other birds who whistle their tunes, the males of this species have a unique trick to woo the ladies. They've got special feathers that vibrate and hit each other when they flap their wings, making a sound that's a lot like a violin string being played. Each wing rubs about 107 times per second to create this melody. Scientists call this sonation. Bohemian Rhapsody of the bird world, you might say. When trying to impress a potential mate, sometimes creativity can take some really wild turns. Next time you listen to music, just imagine, somewhere in the lush, green jungle, there's a tiny feathered violinist conducting its own love concert. Pure natural magic, isn't it?
Jump in geography. How many countries have kangaroos?
Did you know there's only one continent in the world where you can find wild kangaroos? It's true. Kangaroos are some of the most iconic animals and are famous for their big hop and the pouches where their babies, called joeys, live. Now you might think you can find kangaroos hopping around everywhere, but they're actually native only to Australia. What's more, Australia has over 50 different types of kangaroos. From the huge red kangaroo, which can leap up to 30 feet in one jump, to the tiny musky rat kangaroo, which is more of a hopper than a high jumper, these animals are all Australian originals. They've adapted to life in different environments across the continent, from forests to the outback. Plus, Australia's laws are pretty strict about not letting kangaroos live in the wild anywhere else. Kangaroos in other countries are all in zoos or wildlife parks. So, if you're looking for that truly wild kangaroo photo op, you'll know you've got just one destination on your map: Australia.
Tiny pachyderms? Discover the elephant shrew's big secret.
Ever heard of an animal that's part elephant, part shrew? Let's talk about the elephant shrew, a small mouse-sized critter that's not actually a shrew, but has a long, trunk-like nose just like an elephant's. Don't let their size fool you, though. These tiny creatures can run as fast as 17.9 miles per hour. That's like a human sprinting faster than the fastest runners at the Olympics. It's pretty impressive for something so small, right? Now, you'd think that with elephant in their name and a nose to match, they might be related to the gigantic creatures roaming Africa. But nope, their closest relatives are actually more like manatees, and, believe it or not, aardvarks. Plus, despite their name and tiny trunks, elephant shrews are fierce little things. They're active hunters, chowing down on insects and spiders. This just goes to show you can't judge an animal by its cover or its name. If there's ever a race in the animal kingdom, my bet's on the mini but mighty elephant shrew.
Can an octopus see with its skin? The sea's most mysterious camouflage.
Is it possible for an animal to see with its skin? Believe it or not, the octopus has this super cool ability. These 8-armed sea creatures are famous for their camouflage skills, changing color to blend in with rocks, coral, and the ocean floor. But how do they do it so perfectly? Octopuses have special cells in their skin called chromatophores that can change color super quickly. But wait, there's more. They can also sense and react to light with their skin without having to send signals to the brain. This is because they have light-sensitive proteins throughout their skin, much like the ones found in their eyes. So in a way, their skin can see changes in light around them, helping them to hide even better. This isn't the same as the detailed vision they get with their eyes, but it's like a big, body-wide eye helping them to stay sneaky. Nature's underwater ninjas, octopuses, show us that in the ocean, seeing can be both believing and deceiving.
Can water catch fire? Uncover the flaming mystery of burning water.
What if I told you there's a place where water can catch fire? Sounds like a magic trick, right? But this is real. There's a river in Australia called the Burning Water River. It has natural gas seeping through it. When you light a match near the water's surface, it bursts into flames. Now, this doesn't mean all water can burn. The Burning Water River is super special because it sits on top of a bed of coal and gas that leaks out. The gas mixes with the water, and when it comes into contact with fire, whoosh, you get burning water. Please don't try to set your tap water on fire, though. It's not the same, and it's really dangerous to play with matches. This burning river is one of those rare natural wonders that show how crazy and unexpected nature can be. Just when you think you've got things all figured out, nature throws in a flaming curveball to keep us all on our toes.
Elephants scared of bees, the giant's tiniest foe.
Elephants are the largest land animals on Earth, but did you know that these mighty beasts are afraid of something as small as bees? Yep, it's true. Despite their tough skin, elephants have delicate areas where they can feel a bee's sting, such as around their eyes and inside their trunks. Scientists discovered this when they played the sound of buzzing bees near elephants and observed them shaking their heads, stomping, and even trying to move away. This finding is not just a quirky fact, it's helping farmers in Africa. Farmers there sometimes struggle because elephants stroll into their fields, searching for a tasty snack and destroying crops. So now, farmers are putting beehives on the borders of their fields. The elephants hear the buzz, remember those pesky stings, and keep their distance. This way, farmers protect their crops without harming the elephants. It's a win-win, thanks to the power of tiny bees. Isn't it amazing how something so small can have a big impact on the kings of the animal kingdom?
Is there a fountain of youth? Meet the immortal jellyfish.
Could an animal hold the secret to eternal youth? Meet the immortal jellyfish, Turritopsis dohrnii, the only creature known to live forever. Well, sort of. When this tiny jellyfish gets old or sick, it can turn back its life cycle to become a baby again. It's like hitting the rewind button on its life. This incredible process is called transdifferentiation, where its cells transform into different types of cells. So instead of dying, the immortal jellyfish can transform all of its cells and start its life anew. Scientists are super curious about how it does this because understanding this trick could help us learn more about aging in humans. So next time you wish for the fountain of youth, just remember, somewhere in the ocean's depths swims a little jellyfish that restarts its life over and over again. While we can't do that yet, isn't it fascinating that such a life cycle exists in nature? Makes you wonder what other secrets the sea creatures are hiding.
Power your clock with a potato, nature's unexpected battery.
Have you ever thought of a potato as more than just food? What if I told you that potatoes can actually power a light bulb or a clock? That's right, potatoes can work like batteries. Potatoes contain phosphoric acid, which is a key ingredient for a chemical reaction to generate electricity when paired with metal. If you stick a copper and zinc electrode into a potato, it creates a small amount of voltage. When you connect a few potatoes together, you can even power up small electronic devices. But sadly, you won't be powering your phone with them anytime soon. It takes a lot of potatoes to generate a little bit of energy. Still, the potato battery is popular in science fairs around the world. It's a super fun experiment that shows you a glimpse into how chemical energy can be turned into electrical energy. So next time you're enjoying some fries, think about the untapped electrical potential you're munching on. Just a quirky reminder that sometimes power comes in surprising packages, like your favorite spuds.
Chocolate's sweet secret. It burns but doesn't shout.
Can you imagine something burning yet not catching fire? Chocolate has such a unique trait. Despite being loved for its taste, chocolate holds a bizarre fact about its interaction with heat. Chocolate can burn at a temperature as low as 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit, which is lower than our body temperature. That's why it melts in your mouth, literally. However, it never bursts into flames or makes a sizzling sound like other foods do when they burn. This is because chocolate doesn't have the water content that typically creates steam and the familiar sizzle. Instead, if you overheat it, chocolate will simply turn into a dry, crumbly mess without ever making a scene. When melting chocolate for recipes, this unusual characteristic means chefs have to be extra careful. They often use a double boiler method to warm it up gently because it's so easy to ruin with too much heat. So, when you're biting into a delicious chocolate bar or savoring a hot cocoa, remember, you're enjoying a special kind of treat that silently burns to give you that perfect melt-in-the-mouth magic.